8 ways how kindness will ruin your life. As the ancient Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "He suffers more than necessary, who suffers before it is necessary." In our journey through life, we often find ourselves in the paradox of kindness, where our generous actions may lead to unintended consequences. Today we delve into the complexities of excessive benevolence, exploring how it might deplete our resources and well-being. In this video, I will unveil 8 unexpected pitfalls of being overly kind and equip you with 4 robust strategies to safeguard your generosity. Without further ado, let us embark on this enlightening exploration. You will have too high of hopes for people. Expectation is the root of all heartache. William Shakespeare once wisely remarked. First and foremost, it is to acknowledge that harboring excessively high expectations of others can lead to disappointment. The Stoics, ancient philosophers renowned for their practical wisdom, advocated for embracing reality as it is, rather than clinging to our idealized perceptions of how others should behave. They believed in the power of generosity, encouraging us to give freely without attaching strings of expectation. This practice, they argued, fosters emotional detachment, paving the way for inner tranquility. However, it is that achieving true selflessness in our actions is a challenging feat. Often, even when we give wholeheartedly, there is an underlying expectation of reciprocity. We anticipate that others will reciprocate our generosity when we find ourselves in need. This expectation can lead to a dangerous cycle of dependency and disappointment. The Stoics warned against falling into this trap, reminding us that people may not always respond in the way we hope. They may take our generosity for granted. This misconception can lead to feelings of frustration, exhaustion, and resentment. If we shift our perspective and adopt a Stoic mindset, we realize that the fault does not lie with others, but with our own misplaced expectations. People are simply doing what we ought to be doing, focusing on their own responsibilities and well-being. By aligning our expectations with this reality, we free ourselves from the shackles of disappointment and cultivate a sense of peace and acceptance. People will only expect you to give them something. Have you ever considered the true essence of generosity? The Stoics impart a profound lesson that genuine value arises from actions that are virtuous and rational, rather than merely fulfilling others' desires. There's a delicate dance between giving and self-preservation. It's about maintaining sovereignty over our choices and safeguarding our mental well-being. We are, by nature, creatures of habit. Our lives are a tapestry of routines and rhythms, and it's within this framework that the concept of a comfort zone is born. When generosity becomes indiscriminate, it sets an expectation. If you find yourself constantly in the role of the giver, those you aid grow to anticipate this as the norm. You inadvertently usher them into their comfort zones, inadvertently absolving them of their duties. As you shoulder their burdens, remember, if you don't hold your own well-being in high regard, it's unlikely that others will prompt you to do so, especially not those who benefit from your endless giving. They have found their Robin Hood, and acknowledging your need for self-care would come at too high a cost to their comfortable existence. Your goals will not be taken into account. An unexamined life is not worth living, Socrates said one. As we navigate the complexities of modern existence, this ancient wisdom remains a beacon, guiding us toward a life of reason and virtue. The Stoics taught us the art of living, a craft honed by setting boundaries, prioritizing our duties, and safeguarding our well-being. In the pursuit of balance, we must not lose ourselves in the service of others. Consider the solitude of a weekend spent alone or the quiet of a home with no one to welcome you. These moments invite introspection, yet often we flee from them, busying ourselves with endless tasks to avoid the discomfort of facing our innermost fears. Engaging in a flurry of activities as a means of escape only amplifies the struggle. The confrontation with oneself is inevitable, and the neglect of personal needs only deepens discontent. Self-care is not a luxury. It is the bedrock of a healthy life. To extend kindness to others, we must first be kind to ourselves, indulging in the simple pleasures that nourish our spirit. That is, You should never give someone a chocolate unless you first really enjoyed one yourself. Similarly, you shouldn't offer to clean a friend's house until you've cleaned your own and watched a good movie while sipping wine. It is in these personal moments of contentment that we find the strength to offer our best selves to the world. Remember, the journey to external harmony begins within the sanctum of your own heart and hearth. On personal strength and boundaries. In the realm of Stoicism, we are taught the virtue of inner fortitude and mastery over oneself. Marcus Aurelius, a paragon of Stoic wisdom, once declared, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Embrace this tenet by setting clear boundaries and practicing self-discipline. It's not about building walls, but about fortifying the gates of your will. When you stand firm in your convictions and responsibilities, you command respect, not pity. Consider the craftsman who becomes a master through focus and boundaries. Similarly, by defining your limits, you become the architect of your respect. Neglecting these boundaries can inadvertently project an image of weakness, akin to one who constantly yields to their superior's whims. Others may begin to offload their burdens onto you, mistaking your kindness for acquiescence. However, the moment you assertively say no, you ignite a newfound respect in their eyes. On selective assistance and genuine relationships, Stoicism isn't merely about endurance, it's also about discernment. It teaches us to apply wisdom in our associations, distinguishing between those seeking genuine camaraderie and those with self-serving motives. It's about conserving your energy for what truly matters. You may find fair-weather friends flocking to you only in times of need. Reflect upon this. It's rare for colleagues to extend invitations for casual coffee, much less a beer. This realization, while logical, isn't a license for exploitation. Arm yourself with the strategies I will share at the end, designed to safeguard your generosity from being misused. It's about investing in relationships that are reciprocal and nurturing, not one-sided. As Seneca wisely counseled, associate with people who are likely to improve you. You'll only get people who want something and never those who want to give. Have you ever wondered why you seem to attract people who take more than they give? It's a question that haunts many, but the answer lies within the very energy we emit. If your energy emits a low-frequency signal, it's like an open invitation to those who are negative, those whose souls are clouded with darkness, and those who seek to cause pain. It's a harsh reality that our lowest points often attract the very energies that plunge us deeper into despair. Conversely, when you radiate positivity, high-frequency vibrations, you become a lighthouse for souls brimming with positivity. These are the individuals who bring light into your life, who share your joy, who match your hard work with their own, and who infuse your days with genuine kindness and excitement. In our eagerness to give, to be the light for others, we sometimes deplete our own energy. This selfless act can paradoxically lower our frequency, leaving us vulnerable to those who take without gratitude, to opportunists lurking in the shadows of our generosity. So, how do we navigate this complex web of give and take without losing ourselves in the process? How do we ensure that our beacon does not dim but instead shines brightly, attracting those who not only seek light, but are willing to share it? Please leave your thoughts in the comments section. The Stoic virtue of temperance. Moderation is a fatal thing. Nothing succeeds like excess, Oscar Wilde once provocatively claimed, yet the Stoics would beg to differ. The Stoics were masters of self-regulation, teaching that restraint in our desires prevents the ensnarement of vice. It's the art of saying enough that keeps us from the shackles of excess, maintaining a harmonious relationship with our actions and choices. When scarcity becomes a familiar companion, our cravings intensify, paving a path to addiction. Imagine a scenario where a loved one observes a change in your habits, perhaps an indulgence in spirits beyond the innocent quench of thirst, an overindulgence in food, or a penchant for the gambler's rush. Heed the words of those who hold you dear, for their concern springs from a place of love, not judgment. The knee-jerk reaction to defend oneself is a common cloak for denial. Embrace their insights as a lifeline, not a critique, for they aim to catch you before you stumble, guiding you back to the path of virtue. Confront the paradox of virtue. Stoicism advocates for righteousness without the expectation of applause. It is in the alignment of our actions with our moral compass that we forge an unassailable character, one that stands firm amid the tempest of slander. The world, in its cynical gaze, often views genuine kindness with suspicion. Your acts of benevolence may stir doubt rather than gratitude, leading others to question your motives rather than appreciate your goodwill. This skepticism may be a reflection of the company you keep, or perhaps a broader commentary on societal distrust. It's a sad truth that those who often offer help are sometimes masking nefarious intentions. Thus, it is wise to be discerning, to recognize when to distance oneself from the insincere, and to understand that true kindness requires no subterfuge. Now let's look at what you can do to stop people from taking advantage of you. How to kindly set boundaries. Embrace self-awareness. In the wise words of Seneca, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. It's essential to heed the Stoic practice of self-awareness. Reflect on your emotions. They are your most truthful guide. If you find yourself feeling drained or resentful, it's a signal to reassess your generosity. True kindness begins with being kind to oneself. If helping others leaves you feeling overburdened, it's time to pause and recalibrate. Your well-being must not be an afterthought. The power of no, as Aurelius reminded us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react that matters. Embrace the strength of no, a small word that guards your time and energy. Saying no doesn't make you unkind. It's a testament to your self-respect. Practice it, as Epictetus would suggest, with conviction and without guilt. This is your shield against the pessimism that comes from overcommitting. Honor your personal time. As Epictetus said, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. Reserve sacred moments for self-care, your sanctuary of serenity. Whether it's a morning jog or an evening with a book, protect this time fiercely. If requests for your time clash with these moments, offer a kind but firm no. Remember, your commitment to self-care is as important as any other obligation. Discern and distance from energy drains. Aristotle taught us, knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. Identify those who sap your energy and gracefully distance yourself. Engaging with perpetual pessimists is not your duty. Stoicism isn't about enduring unnecessary burdens, but about choosing where to invest your energy wisely. As we draw the curtains on today's exploration of Stoic balance and kindness, let us carry forward the golden mean into the fabric of our daily lives. The wisdom of Stoicism isn't just to be pondered, but to be practiced. It's in the application of enough that we find our peace and preserve our well-being. Remember, the middle path steers us clear from the extremes of self-neglect and self-sacrifice. I invite you to reflect on how you can implement this equilibrium in your acts of kindness. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Let's cultivate a community of growth and support. If you found value in our journey today, please like and subscribe to Chanel for more insights into living with virtue and resilience. Share this video with friends and family who might benefit from a Stoic perspective on generosity. Your engagement helps spread the profound lessons of Stoicism to those navigating the modern hustle. Until next time, may you walk the Stoic path with wisdom and courage.